What is going on, guys? Here we are, Season 2. It started. Welcome. My name is Benny Wasu218. I'm running this insane, crazy game that we have going on for Season 2. Weird, I'm running a game, not playing in one. This is A Walk Among Gods. This is a deified Greece. That's the easiest way to describe it. I'm taking Greek mythology, putting it into a D world, see what the hell my players do with it. Don't get too crazy, though, because a lot of these stories, a lot of the people may have been changed to fit the narrative that I need to have them do. So, for all you Greek nerds and Percy Jackson nerds out there, some stuff will be changed at my own liberty. I can't run a game without my lovely cast of players, so I'm going to let them have them introduce themselves, any other projects they're doing, any other that fun jazz. We'll start with the first person on the screen to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Mikey.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, then. Hello, Internet land. This is Mikey, I guess the Grand Poobah proprietor. See, here's the problem. They gave me too many tiles that I have to throw them all in there. But I am the founder of the Vi Tribe, but I am not running a game this time. I am in the player seat for this one. I'm equally terrified and excited at the same time. But you can follow me all over the internets at Pop Culture Geek. You can also follow all of us collectively at Vibe Tribe Productions to stay up to date on everything that we got going on. Because whoo howdy, it is a lot, but it is a good time. I am super excited for tonight. I can't wait to see what characters everyone has come up with, because that's always one of my favorite aspects of these session zeros, is seeing how everybody creates and gives personality to the characters, and also to see how crazy the concepts can be, because I feel like mine's pretty tame, and based on conversations that happened outside of recording, ooh howdy, we're gonna see what happens. But that is my introduction, so I will leave it to you to introduce the next person.
We'll go ahead and just move our way down to we'll say Theater Cub, because that's the name I see on screen, and then we'll have it go from there. I don't know if you want me to use your government name or your Discord name, so I'm going to go with the Discord name and make it safe.
That's fine. Hi, everyone, I'm Theater Cup 79, also known as Damon. That's my real name, my government name. This is all new to me. I'm a new person on the Vibe Tribe Productions Season 2. I'm very much looking forward to this. Let's see. I just changed it because I have a not safe for work Twitter and I have a safe for work Twitter. And I was like, let me put the safe for work Twitter out there. So I am DMA Gamer 79 on Twitter. I am a podcast co-host of a podcast called Cubs Out Loud, cubsoutloud.com. We are a bunch of bear cub-ish type guys talking about any fucking thing we want to talk about. And it's a weekly podcast, and we've been going on for quite a while. I'm actually in my 10th year on there. So that's my little plug of things that I do. I am really excited to be a part of this. I love D&D. I've been playing D&D. We were talking earlier since 3.5. I fell in love with 5th edition, and I'm really enjoying what you can do with it. I'm also, like Mikey, am looking forward to what characters we do and what characters we create. And I am excited. Yeah, that's me.
Awesome. We'll go ahead and keep moving down to the con.
It's me. Hi everyone, I'm Connor, or on Discord right now. I also am brand new to Season 2 of Vibe Tribe, which I'm very excited about. A good friend of mine clued me into you guys last year, and I have enjoyed everything that I've listened to so far. I'm really excited to be a part of it, and I'm really excited for this game. I'm a big fan of Greek mythology and of tabletop role-playing in general, and I'm really sorry about my character, but it'll be fine. It's going to be great. And I have a very small social media footprint. If you think you can find me, go ahead and find me, and we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you.
Beautiful. Next up, Amador.
Hello, people. It's Amador, your, I guess, now slightly not normal guy. I've been here since Season 1. Y'all know me as your favorite ankle-biting goblin in, Call of the Deep as Corvus, previously Caio Dadaro, and Fursado, rest in peace. Gonna play in the new game that came up with one of the guys from Fursado, but today I will figure out what I'm playing. So yeah, I don't have anything to plug. I just come and play D&D.
Awesome. Last but not least, at least the people that are here, Chris.
Oh, hi. This is Chris, also known as Riku. You can find me on the social medias as either Pup Riku or Puppy Riku, depending on what app you're on. You can also find me here on a lot of things, even more things now here on the Vibe Tribe. If you were listening during Season 1, you know I am the DM for the Academy, and I was also on Friday Night Fights and on Furusato. But here for Season 2, you'll find me on 3 shows playing games. You'll find me on Tavern Tales, you'll find me on Tavern Tales, Brave New Wild, as well as here on A Walk Among Gods. You'll also find me DMing Crystal City here in Season 2, as well as our Season 2 of the Academy. Holy crap, that's a lot of stuff. So you'll get a whole lot of me. I'm also working on a website, which is hurting my brain right now, but it's okay. I'm here to hurt other people's brains with my character that you're waiting to see.
I would like to make a disclaimer and apologize. Save me!
It's all good. It's all good. I really enjoyed this group. I really enjoy the people here, and I'm so excited to get involved more here, as well as some new faces around here. And I am of course familiar of the Cubs Out Loud podcast. I think I was a guest on there a couple times.
Yes, you were.
So definitely check that out as well if you get a chance.
We have one more player, but he's having power issues, Mr. Kilt. He'll be introduced when if he gets power or later at some point. But I do have one more player. Again, I'm the Dungeon Master, Minimossy 218. Government name is Evan. I was on Season 1 of the Vibe Tribe, part of the Academy for Season 1, and Friday Night Fights. So if you guys ever want to go back on our catalog and watch those, it'd be awesome. But I'm also, for Season 2, of course, running this craziness of a game. And I'm also going to be on Season 2 of the Academy, reprising my role as the scared human Rashmi. But yeah, we're here to get this started. And I'm trying to figure out how the hell I want to start this. This is interesting. So, one of the things that I decided to do as a DM, which is going to hurt it's not going to hurt a lot of DMs' brains, but it's going to make them, like, worried, because I told my players one thing that DM almost never tells their players, and I told them the power game. I told my players to min-max, build those powerful builds. Let's do it. Let's have fun. Because I also have amassed an evil DM brain, and I want to show people out there that we can have these awesome, powerful characters, these awesome, powerful builds, and still have engaging, fun times with our combats, with our encounters within a story. That's what I wanted to do. Everybody seemed to like that idea, and here we are now. I'm running this. So, a couple of you guys already had your characters made. So I've seen a couple of them, but I'm going to just go ahead with everybody, have them introduce what they're playing, the thought process of making the character, a little bit about that character, then we'll go ahead and move on from there. And if we get through this quickly enough, maybe we can start a little bit of that roleplay and see how this is going to melt together in this crazy-ass world. So we'll start the other way this time. We'll start with Mr. Riku and see what he has going on here.
All right. So, the character I decided on. So this was a character that I've been wanting to play for a while as new things have been coming out with Dungeons & Dragons, especially my style. If you are familiar with a lot of the games I play, I tend to put a little bit of a modern twist on my games and my characters. But with a lot of the stuff that's coming out, I can put on that twist while staying in the realm of D&D. So my character, his name is Kronix Calhoun. He is an as Minnie said, we're going to be level 3, so he is actually a wizard artificer multi-class currently. Specifically on the wizard side of things, being a Kronix wizard. So dealing a lot with time manipulation, luck manipulation, and a lot of that fun stuff. And I really wanted to do that because given the fact that we're going into ancient Greece, the idea of a lot of those historical events and being able to manipulate when and how that happens seemed intriguing to me. So yeah, so that is the character that I started off with here. Very smart man, very weak. It's a wizard.
Little squishy boy.
Little squishy boy, but that's why I took Artificer first, so I could get that armor.
Yep.
Little
Good
squishy
call.
boy with IAC.
Squishy. Gotta love the squishy wizards.
Yeah. Dip Artificer for that medium armor and shield proficiency. Thank you.
It's gotta watch out for that D4 stub toe damage.
Oh yeah. Also, his main focus is actually a pocket watch. So he basically, with a lot of his abilities, he'll click the pocket watch to activate it. But yeah, that's my character in a nutshell.
There's one. We got 5 more to go. Mr. Amador, what do you got for us, my man?
All right, so I'm not going to say it's set in stone because I will adhere to party cohesion. But if I was to pick one right now, I had 2. I'm going to Artificer, but just Artificer, Warforged Artificer. I was going for an assassinish build. A lot of high damage, lots of sneaking, but that's where I'm at an impasse. I don't know whether or not to go artillerist or armor still, but details will come. Either way, but yeah, I've always really wanted to play in Warforged. That's mostly what I've always wanted to play. Be a little bit more like robotish. But specifically for this guy, I wanted him to have a stint of amnesia where he has some protocols that he remembers. So when he's in combat, he has like that wisdom in him that gets him that gut feeling so he can fight efficiently. But I still don't understand where that's coming from. Yada yada. But yeah, definitely gonna be level 3 Artificer Warforged. I'm a little healthier than the average Warforged because Artificer rather, because I did spec into Constitution, so I have a 16 in that. So yeah.
Beautiful. Connor.
Okay, so I love monks. Monk is my favorite class. Followed in a distant second is Ranger, but I love me some monks, and so I made and brought back one of my favorite monks to play. His name is Delta. Delta comes from a different section of the multiverse. Whatever rules that makes, totally fine. He's a Reborn, so Delta died in his original place, and he just keeps soul hopping into new Reborn bodies. So this time he's a little Frankenstein-y in that he's got like a hobbit feet, but he's still like a normal human. Yeah, he's got one orc tooth, and none of that matters at all to any mechanical anything. It's just for flavor. But he's a Way of Mercy monk, so he uses his key to heal and cause harm, and he's all about his friends, and he loves his friends, and everyone is his friend until they stop being his friend. And then you're no longer friends. But he's a sweetie, and I love him to death. But yeah, Reborn, monk, Way of Mercy. He does have a magic background, if that's okay with the min-maxing, of doing a modified version of the Lorehold Strixhaven background to give him some utility, a cantrip type stuff. And yeah, he's there to help. That's his whole thing.
I'm going to punch you. You're healed.
Yep. Yeah, Dr. Slappy.
Dr. Slap. Damon, what you got for me, my guy?
Oh gosh. So I have so many characters I built. And the good news has been that none of that has been mentioned has been what I want it to be. So it's cool. I have all these options. Or oh shit, I have all these options. But the one that I built first, and the one that I think I'm going to go with here is oh gosh, I'm trying to pull her up. Her name is Lhoris Perphine. She is a Eladrin cleric, and she is a since you put this D&D Greece, I made her a follower or a goddess not goddess, a cleric to Selene, so the moon goddess. So there's a very moon theme to her that I went with. Twilight being that it's in between day and night, but that idea behind her being more associated with the moon. But the general idea for her was, since I made her kind of Eladrin-esque, is similar, I think, to Amador. She is here, but she doesn't know why she's here. She understands, she's been here for a while, she's an older person, but she found herself here in this world and doesn't understand. She understands some things because she's been around a while, but she has pretty much been. I gave her the Urchin background as she's been around the world, or she's been on the streets and what have you for a while, so she doesn't really know much more beyond that. But she is trying to find her way, and along the way, she found the temple, and that's where she stayed and practiced their things and learned more about life here. So she's going to be, she's going to be very wise because she's a cleric, but I dump statted her intelligence. So she's not going to be the brightest bulb on the Christmas tree, but she's capable. She likes to protect and she knows what she wants to do. But that's her in a nutshell. And I think I have several other characters built, but I think that's the one I was more drawn to than the first one that I built. And I was kind of like, yeah, I like that. So
Good, we have a cleric in the party. Beautiful.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna survive.
and if it makes you feel any better, literally my second character was going to be a divine soul sorcerer. So I was definitely
Wheels.
I love playing clerics, but I know that they're not the only ones that can heal.
All right. He made it. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the bald, Kilt.
Hello, everyone. I have power.
Hallelujah.
Yay.
Yay.
So, if you want to do a really quick Kilt, just a quick introduction, like beginning of game introduction, and then after that, go into like your character, what you're playing, and have that, and we can, yeah.
Okay, so hello, everyone. I am Kiltman42. I am one of the many individuals from within the Vibe Tribe. So, quick and dirty with this character. His name is Michael Portsmith. He is the former portmaster of a specific city that we will not go into. I dump statted his strength because he's a half orc. So he has but because of that, he has a 10. He is a ranger because that's just what made sense to me at the time. He's very stealthy. He's very charismatic. You can always find he has a stack on him. And also, he does a lot of fucking damage.
Look at all these dex builds. I'm a lot of strength saver throws getting thrown people's ways. That's what I'm
I'm
hearing.
proficient.
I'm proficient.
It won't
Wow.
help, but I'm proficient.
Mikey, what do you got for us?
Okay, so I had a bit of an existential crisis because I'm like, what do I want to do? And I'll be honest, I procrastinated a little bit because I'm like, I don't know what to play. I don't know what everyone's playing. What do I do? And then I went back and I went through this. So this is my notebook of character builds that I have accumulated over the last 3 years since I've been introduced to D&D in general. When you're stuck inside for a long period of time, to kill the boredom and to kill some time, I was like, you know what? Let's build some characters and see what happens with that. So as I was going through my notebook, there is one particular character that I forgot that I've made that I've always wanted to, but it's just been collecting dust for a little bit, and I figured this is the perfect game to do. I am bringing out Rolando Ornasca. He is going to be your Oath of Vengeance Paladin. So I'm still trying to figure out what my favorite classes are to play. So the last 3 years, any chance I've gotten, I've been playing different classes to see which ones I like. And I have grown an affinity to paladins, though I may or may not be using the things the way that they're meant to be, but why not have a good time with it? The problem with this one is that wisdom is supposed to be a good high stat. I created that as a dump stat just to give it for some flavor-wise. He's very strong, just not very wise, and I gave him the soldier background, which we can figure out all those details later, but I'm really excited to play this character. He's going to be giving all the smites, all the stabbies. It's going to be a good time.
His Majesty returns!
Yeah, just as a disclaimer, this was a character that was in a previous game that unfortunately fizzled, and so I'm like, you know what? Let's bring him back and let's see what he can do. And let me see if I remember how I did everything.
Yeah, same with the Portmaster. It was the same game. I was just an NPC. I love this character very much. I put so much heart into him.
I love him so much, therefore, why not put him in a game where he potentially might die in a couple sessions?
I know, right? I'm sorry to interrupt, Minnie. I forgot to mention one very important thing. He does have... the Portmaster does have a little thing on his hip. It's a little stuffed platypus. I'm going to tell them.
All right.
So that's between me and Mikey.
That's my gaggle of players over here. I'm not trying to kill you guys, okay? Let me put that out of the way. It's definitely not going to be DM versus players. I'm not going to... You guys might in the back of your minds hate me, especially my spellcasters, a little bit because some of this stuff I can, especially after level 5. But
Oh dear.
I'm excited for this, guys. All right, so I'm gonna go over a couple things that I do as a DM. My house rules, starting with how I do combats. I don't do turn-based initiatives. I do side-based initiative. So what that means is all of my guys will roll whoever's on my side will roll initiative, and you guys will roll initiative. Whatever side rolls highest goes first. It helps incorporate some better teamwork because now our paladin doesn't have to wait 4 or 5 turns for the wizard to go to cast haste on him to do all of his stuff, or whatever the case is. It allows my players to be able to do their teamwork, pull off those awesome wombo combos, and pound some shit. But that means I get to do it too.
Yeah.
But I've been doing turn-based initiative now for a little over a year, side-based, and I love it. I'm also very theater of mind when it comes to my maps because I'm not very tech-savvy, so I'm not going to be cool running the Forge or anything like that. So I'll be very theater of mind, so if you do need distances or anything like that, just feel free to ask. I will probably have those down. I also do a thing called luck checks. So sometimes it's based off if you found good loot or if you want to do something cool and I need a quick way to resolve it without having to look up the rule book. I'll tell you to give me a luck roll. A luck roll is just a base T20 roll. Nothing can interact with it except for the lucky feat. So whatever your roll is what you got. But yeah, everything else will be base rules. And if there's any other changes I need to make, I will adjust them on the fly. I'm pretty good at doing that. And also feel free to ask questions on how certain interactions work, because you guys might see some stuff you guys probably haven't seen before, or might be something new that you guys don't think would work but actually does work. Or if something's pissing you off, let me know so that I can explain, like, why can't I counter this guy's spell? Well, because of this. Kind of stuff like that. After the games, and I'll also be explaining one of the things I'm going to do is I will be custom building a lot of monsters for you guys, or I'll be taking stats and changing them, adding stuff, and that will also be on display for you guys if you guys roll high enough on nature checks to learn about the monsters. I will actually be posting in the player handout area the stats and the monster sheets for these monsters, because I also want to show you guys, also because there's DMs here, on how to incorporate cooler mechanics into your guys' monsters without having to be like, oh, I just made him like a 39 AC with a million hit points and hits for plus 50 without having to do all those number buffing. What you guys can do to add some craziness to you guys' monsters, you guys' encounters. So yeah, always feel free to ask me questions. I will always answer them to the best of my ability. So one of the things I want to do to understand you guys' characters' personalities a little bit, how this is going to start is you guys all received a letter of some kind from a man named Romulus. And for those of you who are a little bit more on the shady background of things, know Romulus is this higher up, kind of like an aristocrat, but not exactly an aristocrat. He resides in Thebes. But you guys know Thebes is a very crime-ridden city. Like, it makes Detroit look like a utopia. You guys know he's one of the higher-ups over there. And you guys all received this letter because you guys are level 3, so you guys aren't bottom of the barrel just starting out adventures. You guys have some sort of renown to you. You guys have all completed something of some sort, giving that renown. Now, here's what I want to do, is I want to know what those things were. To get to know you as players. What you guys think you characters have done to get your name out there just a little bit. I think that's a good way to do a little bit of a minor, more character introduction. And I want you guys to try your best to do this in character. Like you're telling a story of what you did that got your name out there. I'll kind of give you guys a second so I can explain. I'll let you all think. I'll explain to our lovely listeners a little bit more about the world itself. So, the reason why this game, it's another fun thing. There's so much stuff I want to do in this game that I haven't got to talk about yet. One of them is going to be the reason why this game is called A Walk Among Gods. Is there's something you don't see very much in D&D games is the Greek gods themselves will be they actively are amongst the people. So there'll be multiple times throughout this game where you will run into deities themselves. You can be in the most random scenarios. Oh shit, here's Hermes giving us a message. And he's there. That's Hermes. And you're like, wait, what? That's a god like right in front of me. You don't normally see that very much on the prime material plane of a god pop in and say, what's up? That will happen multiple times. So also that means be careful. Don't piss them off. Because you guys knew the Greek gods to be a little petty and spiteful. That is something they're pretty known for. Won't try to smite you, but it's not off the table. Just as a fair warning, that is something that can happen, especially with some gods more than others. Another thing is most of the heroes are alive. A lot of the big name ones, except for one in particular that is something that you guys will know, is that Hercules is dead. His body was found in a cave about a week ago. That was addressed in a letter that was sent out, and it was the big news that was spread across the world within Greece that one of the main heroes, one of the most notable people here was found dead. A lot of the big name heroes actually having a single adventuring party that kind of did things. So Theseus, Perseus, Hercules, and I think Jason were all together in one adventuring party. Because this is D, so we have parties. But yeah, that's the current situation of what's going on. Is Hercules was found dead. You guys received a letter from a man named Romulus who heard about you in some sort of capacity because you all completed some sort of task or did something to put your name out there. And I want to know what those things are. So we're going to figure out what those things are. And I'm going to start with the person I'm the most curious about. That's Kilt. Michael Portsmith.
Okay, so Michael Portsmith, or the Portmaster Michael Portsmith, because he's a PMMP. Not literally, but we'll go with that. So the Portsmith himself ran a port for the longest time, then got fed up with it and decided to be a captain of a ship. And he sailed for a while and was actually a pretty good merchant. That's where he got some of his fame. Met Rolando. He's a very jovial guy. As I said earlier, he's known for having snacks on him at all times. And he has little stuffed platypus, which I'll go into detail later. But which is actually the reason why he left running this very influential port and became a sailing merchant.
He became a salesman on the seas. Beautiful. That's not the direction I thought it was going to go, but I like it.
No problem. Because originally the character was developed. When he was originally developed, he was developed as the Portsmouth for a major town within D&D lore of Baldur's Gate. He was on the council of the city, and his major desire was actually to own a ship and just sail. And just go and sail, but he was stuck where he was until certain actions happened, and then he was able to leave and follow his dream. So I'm just basically continuing that story.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm excited that you're going to continue it with me. That's dope. Rolando, what was your claim to fame here?
Okay, so the interesting thing about Rolando is I'm changing it up a little bit, but Rolando is what is considered a prodigy, especially when it comes to the art of the sword and the lance, which he is very proud to have that pedigree. He was actually taught by his mother, who was also a renowned lancer, so to speak. He really didn't have a desire for anything like adventuring or things like that, but the reason that he decided to take up the mantle to go adventuring is he's actually taking his mother's place. So she would go about the mercenary for hire, so to speak, and just do whatever needed to be done. She, on a mission, got injured, and therefore she is on the mend, and therefore her skills are taking a pause real quick. So in order to keep the facade up and to keep that name up, Rolando decided to take it upon himself to be a substitute in his mother's place and go about continuing her work under her moniker. But because of the fact that no one really knows exactly who or what the moniker is of the Crimson Rose, nobody has really seen them. So for all people know, Rolando is that person, but he knows damn well that he is not. But he is out here in the world trying to be a mercenary, helping any way he can, while also living a double life, trying to keep the name of the Crimson Rose alive, instill the intensity and intimidation that the name may bring, while also trying not to have an existential crisis and a panic attack underneath the crushing weight of expectation. But that's the normal. This is going to be fun.
Awesome. I'm beyond excited for all this. Riku, you wizard.
Yeah. So, no one really knows knows where Kronix came from. He really didn't realize where he even was until weeks into being in Greece. But he's definitely attracted a lot of attention with how he likes to do things. He's very specific in the actions he takes and very intentional about each move that he makes. But his curiosity fights with that many times. When it comes to his magic, the fact that he can bend the fates to his will almost made him feel a little bit better than even some of the gods. Now, of course, he knows he is just mortal, but the fact that he has this kind of power does throw a little bit of ego in his mind. And so, throughout town, he'll kill buff here and there, and that is probably the idea of who the hell is this weirdo is just how he's been noticed around town. He's an odd fellow, I'll tell you that.
The crazy magic man that may piss off the fates.
I am really hard trying to not make him the doctor. As much as I want to, I am not going to do that.
Oh no. The doctor. Damon,
what do you expect from a nerd like me, okay?
That's exactly what I expected.
I almost took Tinker's Tools as my focus and took a screwdriver.
You're an artificer. At some point, you're going to have proficiency in every tool. Oh, this is going to be fantastic.
Oh, so I've been thinking about something, and I think since I made her kind of new to this world, I have a feeling that she arrived at a very opportune moment. A creature of some, we can do Cyclops, we can do something. A creature of the gods was attacking a city, and she appeared and saw that people were being hurt and harmed, and using her abilities, she was able to strike this thing down. And because it was in such a public place and in such a public space with many people watching, she got this notice, and the rumors spread about this weird little girl. What else says that? I'm not going there. But this weird woman that appeared out of nowhere and struck this thing down. And that's this, I don't want to say hero worship thing, but this kind of like moment where, oh gosh, like suddenly everyone knows her or wants to know her. And it's been great for her because she's no longer sitting around in the streets doing nothing. She's gotten, because of it, maybe she's staying with a family that is helping her and taking care of her because they were saved by her. I've been sweet and simple and to the point.
I think I have the perfect monster that you took out. You took out an Amphusa. They are the one half-legged, the one leg of bronze, and then one of them kind of like a bronze leg, followers of Hecate, the goddess of magic. They're the closest things we have to demons, which I think is fitting for a cleric.
Yeah.
They normally, I think they believe they drink blood, weird demon, vampire, goat-footed, normal Greek monster stuff.
Yes.
And they come out at night, which is also fitting for your character.
Yes. Perfect. And I'm going to need the spelling of it.
I got you. EMPUSA. Oh, I also apologize in advance. I'm going to butcher so many pronunciations of these things.
Fine.
Just put it out there now. I will butcher a lot of words because this is Greece and it's all weird.
Yeah.
Connor, what did Delta do?
So I think what happened with Delta, there was a monastery up in like secluded that was like a library, right? And So some bandits or a warlord or whoever it was moved in and took over, and they ended up killing all of the monks in the monastery. And then that night, a big wave of Barovian mist came through, and from those corpses stitched together the body that would then house the spirit of Delta. And so he then went through them very horror movie-esque brutally, and as you do when you're a freshly born zombie. And then from that, sorted through the memories, the tomes, the books, the scrolls, everything, kind of neatened everything up like a librarian would, and then just walked down the hill and asked if he could help the local town. Told them what happened. He carved for himself to hide his zombified face, and he has one brown eye and one glowing green eye that he can't really hide or anything like that. But okay, bye. Yeah, so he moved down from the monastery and started working his way down the path, and eventually got to Thebes, just helping whoever he could. This very credulous and adorable dead guy.
Adorable dead guy. All right, so with a little bit more of the backstory, there's a small. It's not small, but it is one of the few city-states, Eretria, Eretria. It is on the west coast. There is where you found a small library. That's where all this happened. And then you moved your way down towards Thebes.
Thank you.
Amador, what did your unnamed... your character, by the way. Unnamed Warforged do?
His name is... So I'm going into the whole robot thing. So his name is going to be F-4WK35. Or as others who hire him call him, Fawkes.
Nice.
And Fawkes has a peculiar beginning. He woke up, or I guess activated in a random part, if I may, in Thebes. And that's how it all started for him. Him waking up in Thebes, he had one designation, and that designation was taking jobs. It doesn't matter how gritty it was, doesn't matter what it had him doing. He was designed to do one thing and one thing only, and it was to take jobs. But within these jobs, he found his niche. He found out that he was really good at hunting men, hunting beasts. He was good at espionage. That's what he really shines in. And for him to receive this letter, Fawkes would have done a favor for him and would have probably poisoned one of his enemies or took him out how he wanted it. And he did it in such a manner where it was almost like second nature. But the thing about Fawkes is he's not this brooding evil character. He's a little peppy. He has a pep in his step, and he speaks a little higher, and he's more like a C-3PO more than he is like an assassin droid from Star Wars or something. He wants to interact with people and get to know them. And yeah, sweet, short.
So what I'm hearing is we have C-3PO, the Doctor, and Perry the Platypus. Ladies and gentlemen, this is sponsored by Disney Channel.
Hi, I'm David Simone, and you're watching Disney Channel.
Yes! Yes! Oh my goodness.
Disney, please sponsor us. We need sponsors.
Selena Gomez and I share a birthday.
Ooh,
No,
okay.
not the same year, but the same day. So it's close.
Oh.
All right, I'm going to go over it because I am absolutely god-awful at remembering character names because I'm just bad at names. So go through and make sure I got everybody's character's name right. So, Clerics are playing Kronix, Calhoun. Awesome. I'm going to forget that about another 14 times, but I'm going to do it. Amador playing Fawkes.
Yep.
The awesome robot assassin boy.
The Fawkes.
Of course.
I didn't want to make the joke, and I'm just like, that's why I'm glad Kilt's here.
No, I was already thinking someone's going to say fuck at some point in this campaign, and I'm going to make that joke, and he's going to be super adorable and airheaded about it.
And it's like we're way into the recording, so that's fine.
If I feel like editing it out, I will.
Just do duck sounds. What the? Wah.
Our platypus sound.
As
what I was
Perry the
gonna say,
Platypus
yeah.
sound.
I was going to say goose sounds from like the Goose Game, that ha ha.
All right, so we got Connor. He's easy. Delta.
Yep.
It's not a hard one. Damon, I didn't make sure I said that. It's Lhoris, right?
Lhoris, yeah.
Lhoris.
Lhoris. Lhoris. And then Perphine. Perphine.
Spell that one more time.
The last name is Perphine. I had to put that PH somewhere because of the whole.
Got it.
And it randomly showed up, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, that works."
Nice.
Michael Kilt's playing Michael Portsmith. He's playing Michael, so that's an easy name to remember. Mikey Aldo
Mr. Rolando Ornasca.
or Ornasca. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce
I
it.
feel like every time you say your character's name, Mikey, there has to be like the little Spanish like guitar whip.
Ta-da! Oh no. Be like, my name is Rolando Ornasca. Ta-da! Ole.
I want to grab my guitar, but it's too far away.
Oh no.
I was gonna do the A minor chord. Just awesome. I got my cast. These are the guys. This is what we're playing, guys.
We're the dudes.
Yep.
The dudes.
The dudesons.
The godly crew or godly something.
Godly gang.
The godly
Yeah.
gang.
Running from a session 0 to a session 0.5. So we're gonna go ahead and actually start a little bit, if that's okay with you guys.
Sweet.
Probably won't get. Hopefully not getting into combat. If we get into combat, oh.
Bet.
All right. So, like I said, you guys all received a letter from Romulus asking you guys to meet in Thebes. So, for those of you who've been here in Thebes, Thebes is a weird kind of city. It's one of the larger city-states, not as large as Athens, but it is fairly large. You guys do. Its normal ruler is. I'm trying to look how to pronounce that. Oedipus, I think it's pronounced. It's Oedipus. He's the normal ruler of Thebes, but he's been dealing with Thebes, which is known as the city of thieves. Haha. But how the city is built, there's actually in the center of the city, is a large dome, about 2 miles. Think of the Superdome, but bigger. This dome is where people believe the only safe spot. But it's not. You don't have a lot of access to this particular area. You have to have like money to get in, and that's why everything on the outside is rough. But you guys know that Ramus told you he invited you to the dome itself. There's only one way in and out of said dome. That's actually where all you guys happen to show up at the same time. Weird sundials all lined up. You may have run into a couple con men trying to sell you all broken sundials on the way here. Some of you may have to chase a perp or two or stole a coin purse, but you guys all made it at the same time. Standing outside the entrance to this dome is a large stone door that is just a single door that opens in and out, and it is a thick door because they don't want to prevent people from getting in. And standing there is you six random in this case random individuals chosen by one wealthy individual in front of this big ass stone door with a ratty looking city behind you because it is not very pretty. Think of like wherever you live, the ghetto. It looked like that, but worse. It is not very good outside this dome. And here's where we leave you guys, standing in front of this big ass stone door. Middle of the day.
Delta turns and looks at everyone and goes, "Hi, I'm Delta. Nice to meet everyone."
Why do you have a mask on your face?
Oh, because I look like this. And he pulls off, it's like a half mask, and he pulls it off, and he looks like not good. He is like all sunken in and gaunt, and from a distance, he looks like he's diseased, but up close, it's like this dude was cobbled together through something. Puts it back on. Better.
Yes, definitely better. Wow. Hi.
Thanks.
Delta, is it?
Yep.
Anyway, I'm Lhoris. Hi. I'm not going to touch you. I'm sorry, but
No, it's okay.
I'm just gonna wave from here. Hi. Did you? I'll hold up the letter. Did you get this as well?
I got mine.
Oh, cool. And then I'll turn and look at the rest of this. Let's see, robot, man, work, and what have you, and be like, "Oh, hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. I'm no robot. I am a Warforged. My name is F dash. Sorry. I forgot. Just kidding. I'm Fawkes. were you all invited to this? Do you know who we're looking for? Exactly.
I think we're meeting this Romulus person.
Ah,
Um,
yes.
Did you say Paul?
What was that?
Okay, never mind. I am, and you are?
Oh, excuse me. And he's gonna do a little like robotic bow. Oh,
Curtsy.
oh yeah.
And Delta like folds in half at the waist and then comes right back up. It's gross. It's real gross.
Does he do that?
Yeah, these bones aren't really like my bones, and the skin isn't really my skin. So
Can I touch it?
sure,
Can I touch you?
yeah.
And Fox is gonna scoot over. Oh, before I touch you, I'm Fox.
Oh, hi, I'm Delta. We're friends now.
We're friends now.
Yes.
And he's
We'll
gonna
have tacos later.
God, that's gross. And he's gonna poke at his like what his bicep would be, but it's more something.
Yeah.
I believe
Sure
this is
is.
what they call the latissimus dorsi. It's a bit flabby.
Yep.
I think you should
Yeah.
get that checked out.
Yep. It's okay. I'm not a doctor.
Neither am I.
Cool.
I'm sort of a doctor.
Oh, am I okay?
No,
Oh,
you're not.
that's good. We're fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Oh my god.
Why do I imagine Delta walks like the dude that got taken over by the cockroach alien from Men in Black 1?
Yeah. No, that's 100% it. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That is exactly it.
That or
One
he's Monty
second,
Python
I'll
Silly
be
Walks,
right
one of the
back.
two.
It's kind of a hybrid of the two. It's fun.
And Fox is gonna, after poking the softy flabby piece of meat, he's gonna turn to it's Ronaldo.
Rolando.
Rolando. Okay, just had to ask if there was an N in there. And Fox is gonna approach Rolando. And you?
So, in front of you is a human male dressed in all black attire. Looks at you, Fox, and goes, "Ah, yes, my name is Rolando Ornasca. It's a pleasure to meet you." And gives a little bit of a bow and kind of
And-
stands back up.
Fox is gonna give one kind of back, but a little bit more rigid and again robotic. And again, I am Fox, and I'm assuming you and amongst the rest of you have received the same letter.
Why, most certainly. And holds up the letter. I don't know exactly why, but I figured, why not? I got nothing else to do.
I see. I forgot to ask my supposed flabby friend there, but what do you do? What are your abilities?
Oh, wait, me?
No, Rolando,
Oh, okay.
you're flabby. I know your abilities already.
Yep, pretty much.
I can do this. And takes out his lance and spins it a little bit, does some tricks with it, and puts it back, be like,
What a peculiar hiring group our friend here has hired.
well, and kind of looks around at everyone. Should be, what's the word I'm looking for? Interesting. Yeah, we'll go with that. Interesting.
Interesting is a wonderful word.
And Fox is, after talking to Rolando, he's going to approach Michael Portman and
The Portsmith.
the Portsmith, and he's going to do a little slow, like, crouch and come to level with his platypus. Is your pet supposed to be like that?
Why, yeah. See, my pet is supposed to be this way. It is just a little memento of an old friend.
I wish I could remember my old friends. Also, hi, I'm Fox.
Greetings. I am the Portsmith, Michael Portsmith.
Wow,
That's repetitive.
that a very interesting name. I see that we're going to be great friends.
Yes,
And-
I would love to. Would you like a cherry?
Sure. And he's gonna grab a cherry and just to his face, just straight.
Excellent.
Sometimes I forget I have no mouth. But
See, that was
If-
slightly disturbing. I'm
but
gonna
if
put
I
the cherries
did-
back now.
if I did, I think it would have tasted rather nice.
I always have treats on hand if you need one when you finally get a mouth.
I don't think my creator would like that if I knew who he was. Either way, what do you specialize in? What do you do? What makes you the the Portsmith?
I actually I used to run a port, a very influential town. And then I became a merchant. I used to sail around. But now I just help those who need a port.
He raises his hand and goes, "That sounds like nominative determinism."
You creep me out, and I don't know what you just said.
What?
Yep, I get that a lot.
What?
Please disregard my flabby friend. His name is Delta.
We're friends now.
We've been friends for 5 minutes.
Very interesting. You'll forgive me if I stay over here.
Yeah,
Throw a
that's fine.
treat at you if you would like. Would you like a cherry?
Oh, I don't eat.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
I think
Cool.
the jaw would fall off.
I'm going to stay over here.
I will point out, Delta does not smell like death. He just smells like a normal. There's
I'm
no
sorry, friend.
stench
You
around
look
Delta.
like death.
Yes, he looks of death. He is of death, but he does not smell of death.
Great. I'm going to stand behind Michael.
Would you like a cherry?
Sure.
Here you go.
Thank you. Oh wait, nope. Nope.
You can tell we're all adults here.
Day 0
Yeah.
freezing incidents.
So after a while, I'm assuming somebody eventually just knocks on this big ass stone door.
After everyone kind of introduced themselves.
But Chris
I was
didn't get to
gonna
introduce
say-
herself.
I was gonna say, throughout all of this, Kronix has walked away from the group and is like studying the wall and it's like any of the carvings, what kind of stone it is, and it's just wide-eyed and just studying in it, not paying attention to anything that's going on behind him.
So I will step behind Kronix and get uncomfortably close to his face from behind and be like, "So what are you looking at?"
Kronix yelps and jumps like 5 feet in the air, startled by that. I'm like, why you sneak up on me like that?
Didn't sneak. I was very loud. I'm pretty sure I'm wearing chainmail. I'm not.
Did I roll perception to see? No, he's so freaking oblivious too. When he's
Dude, like your passive has become like 0 for this moment.
Yeah.
In time.
Yes. My investigation is high.
You're investigating a wall so intently you don't even notice the chink. Hi.
Yeah, so he kind of jumps. He's all startled and he's at the point of trying to catch his breath. Well, I just was checking out this door and the designs and how it was made. And
I think we're all supposed to be here, so I will reach past him and knock on the door.
When you knock, like it's the door seems to almost have a weird slight glow to it, to the point where it just like some sort of magical went off. And that knock, you're knocking on a thick stone door, so you don't expect the knock to be very loud. But it sounded like it was a loud knock. You're like, damn, I didn't know that was that strong. Like it was a loud knock. It seems like the door is enchanted with some sort of thaumaturgy for some sense.
Wow.
And you see almost materialize in the just plain stone door a slit, a rectangular slit, and it slowly grinds open. Like kind of a pair of eyes you'd see. Hi, Romulus was you guys are big. Romulus was expecting you, and it quickly closes. After a couple seconds, after about 30, 45 seconds, the door slowly begins to open.
Door is opening.
And you see, standing in this big ass doorway is a frail looking human male with salt and pepper white hair, wearing very nice clothing. He seems to be incredibly nervous, like his eyes are darting back and forth between, especially looking at the large paladin and the half dead guy. Very nervous in his appearance and looks, and he like quickly bows, but like also jumps at the start of his own sudden movement and knees himself in the head. He's like, "Oh, hi, my name's Hector. I'm here to take you to Romulus." And he like bows again and avoids complete eye contact.
Hi, Hector. I'm Delta. We're friends now.
As you said, he like said that and he takes a small step back.
Okay.
It's this way. Please follow me. And he turns around and it has a brisk pace.
Shall we go?
Yeah.
Sure.
Delta's already following him.
I will follow like 10 feet behind Delta.
Yep.
Kronix is following behind at a slightly slower pace, just taking in the environment around him and seeing all there is to see.
So,
all of the shiny.
upon initially walking into this dome, just not much. It's kind of a weird entryway. It's about 9.5 feet tall, but in a weird half circle for about 30 or 40 feet, and then it opens to this massive area. Like I said, it's about 2 miles, full of people, ranging races-wise to really most races. And you see a line, instead of having there's not a lot of buildings here. You see a lot of what would be like stop vendors that have like their own carts. There's only, as you guys walk in, it's a large empty space. There's only about 5 or 6 buildings here. And you guys can quickly, after looking, you can see one is probably a living space and one is a tavern. But the one building that catches you all guys' eye in the center, it looks to be almost like a replica of the Parthenon in Athens, but flipped in color. It's black instead of white. In the dead center, it's the biggest thing inside this entire structure. And that is exactly where where Hector's briskly walking, taking you. Every time a person gets too close to him, he fidgets and jumps away, being super nervous, head down, going. You see a group of, it's just, like I said, different people from different walks of life just walking, but they all seem to be, not different walks of life, they all seem to be different kinds of people, but they all seem to be more on the wealthy end of things. And some of them seeing you guys are like, why are they here? These guys don't have money. Where are the rich guys? Like, you guys get in that, like, thought process of, like, I'm going through, seeing with you guys' passive insights. That's the vibe we're getting of, like, the guys are getting a lot of second glances, especially the Warforged and Fawkes and Delta. You guys are especially getting a lot of second glances. Delta, just because, by the way you move, it's very strange.
I'm waving to every human, like, every person around. I'm waving and introducing myself constantly.
You get a couple of hi, but most people just ignore you and turn their cheek or just don't get a lot of interaction. You have a couple kids that start to follow you because they think you're interesting and funny, but their parents quickly grab them and pull them away. After a little bit of a walk, you guys do make it to this large black pantheon, but it's enclosed, so it's not open like the one that we see. It has a large set of double wooden doors where you see Hector pulls out a single key that is like a dagger in size, and puts it into the door. He goes, sorry, my boss likes to make things big. And he opened the door and he pushes it open and ushers you guys inside. Once entering this large part, it's like almost like an office building in a sense. People at desks working, people running in and out with stacks of paperwork. It's not something like with parchments and scrolls, and it's not something you would expect to see, an office building here. I go, sorry, these are just his personal assistants trying to make sure everything is... Never mind.
Who's your boss?
The one that called you guys.
Oh. And he's the boss of all this?
Yes. He's taking you back to the backside of this building where he opens another door and kind of takes you guys to this back, and going through this area very nicely, like almost velvet rugged. Very nice area, and this is where things kind of get a little weird for you guys, because walking pictures on the wall, paintings, but instead of depicting the normal gods you guys are used to seeing, you're seeing a man carrying fire to a group of people, a man with this large scythe looking what appears to be picking up a rock, and a picture of a large man that appears to look like he's carrying the earth. And for those of you who are my more studious, I'm going to go ahead and just give it to everybody. I need some history checks, please.
First roll of the day, serving it up. Mini Moss's way. Ding.
I roll 14.
I got 13.
12.
Here we go.
So 17 minus 1 is 16.
I got a 10.
I'm just amazed by everything else because I have a 5.
Wow, that's funny. So the only person that actually got this was our cleric, Lhoris. So you're the only one that recognizes these because it is something that you guys, you know, this is almost not forbidden knowledge, but not well-known knowledge. These are depictions of the Titans, and it's almost like a taboo to have these up because these guys try to kill our gods. The hell's going on with all this? The rest of you guys, some of you guys you have to, especially the ones closer to 15 on the rolls. I think this is the Titans, but you're not 100% sure. You're the only one that's, oh yeah, you don't know who any of them are.
Yeah.
But you're like, yeah, these are the Titans.
These are the Titans, guy. These are depictions of the Titans. I thought they were forbidden. I don't know. Weird.
You just, like, when you're in your city saving everybody, you just happen to stumble upon a forbidden section of somebody's library and read about these.
That one book I read. These are depictions of the Titans.
Hector turns around quickly and goes, shh, don't mention the gods around here. And turns around. And keeps going to this large set of black doors.
Interesting.
As he walks and stops, there's essentially like an entrance mat there, and he walks over and pulls a lever. And gets kind of hear a lock. And then he steps on the mat and makes a quick knock, and you just hear a very low voice. Yes, they're here. Oh yes, bring them in. And he turns around quickly.
Okay. You walk in, or at least I do.
Doors opened up to a large. The office is dark in color. Like, he has dark colors everywhere. The carpet itself is like a wine red. Everything seems to be accenting around that. I'm not good with colors, but everything seems to be dark in the color scheme. And sitting behind the desk, and you guys know this is very strange to see, especially somebody like this and have this much power, is a dark purple tiefling. Do you guys know tieflings to not have the best time around these because people don't like the fiend blood? But sitting behind the desk is a tiefling, and wearing a very nice formal attire, very dark in color, with he has large horns that stick out that add another like 2 feet to his height. He has a bottle of wine and a big old bowl of olives in front of him. Yes, the 6 I called for. Please come in, have a seat. Hector runs over and fills up 6 glasses of this wine and has it set down in front of you, wherever you guys see. He kind of looks over to Fawkes, has the wine glass ready, looks to Romulus, looks back to Fawkes, and Romulus goes, set it down, be polite. Yes, sir. And he puts it down and he just runs off and scampers and he just sits. It's basically a little child's chair on the side of the room. It's the only off-putting because it's bright yellow. And this dark-ass office, bright yellow kid's chair where he sits, curled up a little bit. Yes, you are the 6. I was not expecting somebody to look the way you do, but you guys have had some stories I've heard about you. That's why I've called you here. Please help yourselves. All this was imported from Athens, which you guys know have the finest of wine and olives. As much as I hate those people.
Take the glass and swish it. Take a sip.
Oh, it's like this bottle of wine will probably cost anywhere between 15 to 20 gold. So this is like an expensive ass bottle of wine, in the sense that like high end liquor cost about a gold piece. So this is
wow. This is very tasty.
It's the best. I like to help those who help me. No, why I called you. He stands up, his tail kind of flicking behind him. Very tall, even without the extra 2 feet of horns. He's standing at about 6'2", so with his horns, 8'2". Very nice, formally dressed, glass of wine in his hand. As you guys have heard recently, that's Hercules has fallen dead. And another one of his members of his group has also gone missing.
Who?
Theseus. And he had something that I wanted. Basically, what I'm going to ask you to do is Find the item. I don't give a fuck about Theseus. I want his yarn. Used to get through the labyrinth. I feel like you guys have some of the best chance of surviving where he last was seen, which was at the center of the labyrinth. I feel like you guys will have a good chance of retrieving this item for me. And you guys will be paid handsomely for this retrieval. Now, anything else that you guys may find in the labyrinth, it's yours. All I want is the yarn. You don't have to raise your hand. You can speak freely.
Oh, okay. Why do you want the yarn?
That's on a need-to-know basis.
I don't need to know.
You do not. You just have to bring me the yarn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can do that. I can do that. Can we do that?
We can try to do that.
How handsome is handsome? I may be Warforged, but like most beings in the material plane, I need money to survive. I need money for upgrades. I need money for goods. How much is handsome?
I think that's a fair question.
Agree.
There's 6 of you.
Correct.
Let me do my math. He pulls out. He's doing a little bit of math.
The price of handsome usually depends on which brothel you go to. Oh wait, did I say that out loud?
Yes, you know you did, damn it.
80,000 gold apiece.
Okay, I'm in. I'll spin that yarn.
Yep, done.
If I may, and just for a moment, 80,000 gold for each individual here.
Yes.
What are the risks? What do you expect us to do when we get in there? We get the yarn.
It's the labyrinth. He may have slain the Minotaur once, but it's not dead. It does return.
Lovely.
And there's other monsters and deadly things within there. Plus, you could run into Achilles or any of the other heroes that are searching for Theseus, and if they figure out that you're working for me,
So
it could not end well.
So we're doing this mission
On the low.
on the low.
It's a good thing I'm ranked in stealth.
Me
I'm
too.
not.
You don't have to be stealthy, but don't let people know you're working for me.
What if they ask? What if they pay more?
I don't think
Nobody's
we're
gonna
Doubt
pay
anyone's
more
gonna pay more.
than
You
me.
never know. You never know.
My dearest Warforged, yeah, I do.
I am paying you guys close to 500,000 gold for this mission.
That's a lot of gold.
That's an important yarn.
Incredibly. And like I said, everything else you find within the labyrinth is yours. I just want the yarn. Maybe Theseus' head if he's dead, but that we'll discuss that one at a different time.
We have to go to the labyrinth, get to the center, and get the yarn.
Yes,
Yeah.
if he's
and then
dead.
get
If he's not dead, you might have to kill him.
Killing part is not hard for me. It's getting past everything else and potentially a hero.
That's why I called all of you. I feel like you guys all have the potential and the abilities to do so.
That's fair.
If I knew the emotion, I would feel great. How you say flattery.
Lovely.
I suppose I can throw my bits and bolts around to get you some yarn.
Is that another phrasing?
No.
No, not yet.
Okay. I can wait.
Starting to counter for phrasing now.
When we do the
will-
VOD.
I think that will be.
Alright, it'll be tons of fun.
You don't have to raise your hand.
Yes, Delta.
Sorry, I forgot. Where's the labyrinth?
Everywhere? Nowhere?
Is there a particular point within the vicinity that we can enter, or how far?
There's an entrance in every major city. There's one in Thebes that you guys will be escorted to.
Oh,
Okay. Duly noted. Thank you, sir.
that's
Now, the labyrinth does change and shift constantly, hence why there's no maps. You guys will have to basically solve the riddle of the labyrinth to get to the center, get through all the monsters, perhaps a hero or two, get this yarn, and make your way back here. How you guys are sitting? I think... Kronix, can you make me a quick perception check?
Who?
Kronix.
Kronix by Dr. Dre.
The Kronix is his Greek, brother.
You're on mute.
I believe he knows he's muted.
I am muted.
No, never mind. We gave him the benefit of the doubt, and
It's been a while, alright? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is session point 5. We're getting there, okay?
Alright. What I was saying was we had our first rolls of the game, and now we had our first natural one of the game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're more busy kind of like looking around. You don't.
I am oblivious.
Yeah.
Right
You're
now.
like 80,000 gold?
I have like dollar signs in my eyes. I am like money.
Okay.
I'm just.
Then this will be our first luck roll of the night. Michael, give me a luck roll.
oof. All right, Portsmith.
Oh, he wasn't here. So, one thing.
Wait, sorry, which Michael?
Yeah, that's important too.
Yeah, there's a lot of Michaels.
I'm saying character name.
Okay, so the pimp. You want the pimp? Got it.
Not the pimp.
Wait. Actually, can I use my Chrono Shift as a reaction to all that?
Sure.
I forgot about that.
Go for it.
Already.
Using features and traits. There we go.
Love it.
16.
All right.
Yeah.
You see halfway hidden on his desk, behind like a book, is a piece of paper that says attempts at yarn 14.
So I'm gonna turn to him like. So, who has done this before?
And as you ask him, he looks at you quizzically, then looks down, sees the paper, smiles, kind of slides the book back over it. You guys will be group number 15.
Oh,
15 is such a lovely number.
That explains why it's worth so much if whoever succeeds.
And might you be willing to tell us what happened to group?
I just haven't heard back from them in a few weeks, so I'm assuming they're dead.
Uh-huh.
A good inception.
Could we? Oh, please go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Could we maybe have a list of who came before us?
I have that because I would like to remain anonymous, so I don't like to names or receive names.
That is a good point. Never mind.
that is a creepy point.
Also that. I agree.
If I may, he is sending us onto a suicide mission.
Yep.
With this, with all due respect, it's near suicide. This mission, impossible.
I want to say
Impossible.
that. Theseus got through the labyrinth.
That's
He was
one.
blind.
He had the yarn, right? That's the whole thing, right? Like, he used the yarn to guide his way.
He had the yarn. You guys have 6 heads. You guys are like a Hydra.
Potentially 0. Hydra.
Oh, not the Hydra again.
Our cleric compatriot seems to be reevaluating the decisions they have made.
You're all going, right?
Of course, 80,000 gold. That's a lot of money.
Yep.
That's firepower under my belt. That is jobs completed. Steps closer to my creator. And then he's gonna grab an olive and smash it in his face again. Delicious.
We're gonna need to hose you down, aren't we?
Nonsense. And then he's gonna pull out like a little napkin.
So proper.
I would.
You're a weird one, Mr. Fawkes.
A lot of us are weird here. But weird is nice.
Agreed. I wouldn't want you all to die. That would not be good.
Questionably, I cannot die.
Honestly, it's not too bad. You forget it after the first couple times that it happens to you.
See? He understands.
That doesn't make it any better.
But silver lining.
What is his mouth like drops and the olive that she was trying to put in there just pops out? Oh,
Please.
Delta's gonna reach over and grab that olive and try and put it back.
I will take it from you.
There you go.
I believe that's rude.
Here
You
to
have
help.
to ask first.
Oh, sorry. Can I please have that olive back? I want to try again.
It's already in my mouth.
Okay, next time then.
Sure. Okay. I guess we're doing this then.
Wonderful. This calls us for a celebration. Hector, please, sir, get the bottle.
Did we not just have a bottle?
That was an appetizer.
Ah,
As I like down it because I'm freaking the fuck out.
Hector takes off, Really quick, by the way. He seems like he's way faster than what his little scrawny frame should allow. And he comes back with this solid. It looks like it's made of solid gold. This is the finest money can buy. What you drank was the finest money could buy legally. This is the finest money can buy. And he pulls out smaller shot glasses, and he pours this gold liquid in every single one of them. Nectar with the God's drink. As you see, he says God, almost like he spits the word out. That's what they drink. They may be rat bastards, but they damn know how to drink.
Amen to that.
When you consume this liquid, you will gain the benefits of a hero's feast. But only for a shorter period of time, so instead of being 24 hours, it only lasts for 8. I believe it lasts for 8. I think it only lasts for 8. Hold on, let me double check.
I don't get that spell yet.
It's a 6th level spell.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to roll 2d10 for you guys.
It lasts 24 hours.
So this one's only going to last for 8. That's the wrong thing. Where's my dice roller? There it is. Alright. So, just so you guys know, you guys will all have a hit point maximum increase of 11 points for the next 8 hours.
Oh.
You guys are immune. You guys are cured of all diseases if you guys had a disease. So, Michael, that gonorrhea that's been messing with you, it's gone.
Look, I would clap back against that, but
Wow!
And this is when we get demonetized. Just kidding.
immediately.
When have we ever been monetized?
Isn't this going on YouTube or something?
And we'll figure it out.
We just
Not
can't.
anymore.
No, we're good. We just can't cuss within the first 8 seconds.
And we were fine.
As I start the countdown with 3, 2, a fuck you. Because you're also immune to poison and being frightened.
Cool.
And then all wisdom saving throws will be done at advantage.
All right.
This will last for the next 8 hours. But it tastes... Think of a drink you've had... And this is where I'm getting some Percy Jackson inspiration here. Because I like the way he describes this. Think of a drink that you've had when you were, like, as a child that just makes you happy. Like a nostalgic list is incredible. That's what it tastes like.
Ooh.
So, what, we're talking like Yoo-Hoo? Or are we talking freaking Ghostbusters High C?
Whatever makes you the happiest.
Ecto Cooler.
I'd say horchata, but I had that when I was an adult.
It could be horchata. Whatever makes you the happiest.
Horchata.
That's what it tastes like. Now, if I had that, he didn't drink any, by the way. He just looked at it and was like, I know it tastes good, but I've had my fair share. So, is there anything else you need of me before I send you all out? Items, weapons, armor.
Health potions?
Firearms?
I don't have those here. This is
not that establishment.
a fine establishment. We don't carry those archaic weapons here.
It was worth a shot.
Potions I do have. Make it easy. You guys will all receive 2 healing potions.
Thank you.
Sweet deal.
And also to make it easy for items, anything you guys have in your current starting equipment, you guys can have one of those be a +1.
Ooh.
But these are on loan. You have to return them once if you guys return.
Got it.
So one thing that is currently on us,
Yes.
we can make a +1.
Yes. That includes, yes, your spell focus can be a +1.
Oh.
I won't take the +1. I can just make it.
Solid.
I forgot Artificer.
Artificer.
I'll have to have the Artificer make us some fun time stuff.
Yeah, like one of the things I took was the goggles of so I have night vision.
Let's go. See in the dark.
I have
All right.
300 feet of dark vision.
I do not.
Oh, you have? Are you a Twilight domain?
Yes.
Where's my money, Dakota? So he goes, all right, we'll go ahead and get you guys to the entrance. As he turns and he goes to a closet, opens it, opens another door, and just goes and points at it and goes, there's the entrance.
Delta's gonna get up. Delta's gonna stand and bow in that really gross way, and then immediately turn and go right on in.
Wait. Oh. Okay.
Oh, before you go, one thing you guys do need to know. There are safe areas within the labyrinth. They are by every entrance to every major city. That is where, if you guys need to sleep for the night, where it can be done. I'm not sure how much you guys know about labyrinth travel, but be careful. That is where you can rest.
Okay.
Okay.
And right there, we'll go ahead and take a quick break before we go into this labyrinth. We'll say about 10 minutes. So, just like walk down the labyrinth. As we're walking into the labyrinth, you guys are walking down this wooden staircase. Rickety, but not faulty. Oh, who's that? So let's get to the bottom. It's this stone, very clean stone room with not a doorway, but no door on the opposite side. I want to say it's about a 7x5, so not very big, but enough to sleep people. So they wanted to sleep in here, they could. The size of a large tent, basically. Peeking your heads outside this room is this long cobblestone hallway looking up. It goes up on about 8 feet, and above this doorway is a wooden sign that says Thieves, saying that this is the entrance to the Thieves' entrance. He built his entire dome structure around this. But you're not seeing much else. It is dim light in here, so it's not total dark. There's these stones, as you guys have weird magical, like, very visible magical aura around them. They seem harmless. We're not, especially when we're magically inclined people. They don't seem trappy in any nature. These are, you guys will see these recur a lot. These are called glow stones. They essentially just they glow. These glowing rocks. That's all. You don't see too much besides that. Anyone... goes on. It seems like straight for as far as you guys can see. For my Twilight Domain Cleric is a long way because you guys have the best dark vision ever. It seems like it goes down about 300-400 feet before you see any turn. So it's a long, just straight. But it's wide enough for you guys can almost, I think 4 of you guys could walk shoulder to shoulder. So it's a good about 10 foot wide, 8 foot tall corridor.
So it goes down about 400 feet, like straight ahead.
Okay.
Does anyone else need to see that?
I would like to be able to see that.
It's blind.
I flip on my goggles, so like just some goggles come out, or like lenses rather, and then straight into night vision. I activate the goggles of night, and I see 60 feet of dark vision.
But I can only do it for 4.
You can only do it for 4?
I can only do it for 4.
Okay.
People.
I would like to be one of them.
I got myself covered. Not as far, but I got myself covered.
I got 60 feet, so I'm good.
Okay. Great. Well, I will do Eyes of Night.
You guys have superior dark vision, but do not suffer penalties for being a bright light.
Hell yeah.
Best cleric in the game,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
My opinion, it's always Forged Cleric, because I've always had a soft spot for blacksmithing.
Grave,
Sorry,
grave,
guys.
grave, 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 grave.
Here's a side note:
I'm a little goth boy.
the only cleric one of the very few characters that I've ever played in a campaign that's got up to level 17-20 was a Twilight Domain Cleric. Right after it got released, so that's like super strong.
Is there any like loose stone or rubble or anything, or is it
No,
like
everything
completely
seems to be
clean?
very tidy. Not like in the sense of like a gelatinous cube goes through here, that kind of unnaturally. There's dust and stuff, but there's nothing seems to be loose. It seems like this was
Okay.
like the road almost.
Got it.
Very fitting because a lot of the roads in Thebes themselves are similar to this cobblestone as kind of road.
Okay.
So shall we?
Yeah.
You guys got left,
Yeah.
you guys got right.
I'm gonna say let's go left.
To the left, to the left.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I said left. Yeah, so I'm going to head out to the left, and I'm going to take out one of my dart, and I'm going to cast light on it, and keep it in my left hand fully enclosed.
Okay. I'm trying to find I can't find my damn pencil. That's fine. Give me 1 second. This is bad DMing. I thought I had a pencil.
How dare you?
I apologize. Can I get a marching order? Or you guys walking? Like I said, it is big enough for some of you all to be walking side by side. So some of you could be walking side by side.
I'm definitely going to be going first.
I will be in the back.
I'll sit somewhere towards the middle, but closer to the back.
Okay.
I will follow behind.
I think I will probably stay in the back as well, towards the back end of things.
If you're a melee,
Yeah.
You gotta have all sides covered.
True. Very true.
Plus, with this lance, be like 10 feet stab.
10 feet.
Okay, so Delta, Lhoris, halfway, we're at the direct middle now. So I'll put a Fawkes one of being in the middle, so we'll just put him in the middle.
Yeah, for sure. No, that sounds good.
Fawkes, and then we have Wizard. Just a wizard. Kronix.
I don't remember what insurance commercial was, but when I see wizard, I always think of I summon wizard.
Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, more like Magic the Gathering.
I love that game.
Yeah, me too. I have my box set of Brothers War right here.
I have my CEDH decks by me.
Ooh, I don't have money for CEDH.
We'll talk about that later. I've made mistakes.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right.
All right. So here's what I have for a marching order. If this is wrong, yell at me. Delta, Lhoris, Fawkes, Kronix, Rolando, Michael.
Yes.
That sounds correct.
Cool. All right. So that's kind of how we're gonna move on. All right. You start moving.
Yep.
After about 200 feet or so, nothing. Kind of walk past the glowstone to kind of light up a little bit brighter. You keep going. You're moving through. At this point, everything seems to be okay. What's your passive perception, by the way?
Mine is a 15.
15. What's your passive investigation?
Also a 15.
Both at a 15.
Would you like to know my passive insight?
No.
Also a 15. It's a 15.
Oh, that's incredible.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Way of mercy.
You just, as you get through, looking up, the glowstone is barely, you can see the of wires on the floor.
Cool. I'm going to hold everyone up, and I'm going to open up my hand where I've been holding the dart, so it gives off more light, and I'm going to investigate the wire.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a quick investigation. Actually, no, your passive is good enough with that 15.
Cool.
It's a tripwire of some kind.
Cool. Guys, we have a tripwire of some kind, and it's up here. Does anyone want to handle it, or do you want me to handle it? Me handle it? Okay.
We could always step over it and then save it for if we are being chased, someone's bound to step on it. We can use it as an indication if someone's either trailing behind us or if we're being chased and set that for them.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that. Yeah, let's do that. And I'm going to carefully, ballet style, step over it.
Sounds good. Easy enough. Yeah, easily enough. You guys all step over this wire. Your passive perception was just high enough. That 15. There's a 14 on that on the check there.
Ooh.
So, kind of going through. After you guys get to finally where this turn is, like I said, it maintains this cobblestone shape. But as you guys see, it starts to, and right where it starts to bend, the cobblestone starts to become looser and looser. Almost now becomes gravel, more earth-like in nature, and it turns into this room and it gets wider. And on the far side of this room, as you peek through and look, 4 of these, it look like malnourished horses. Like their ribs are on the body of the horses are visible, but the top half where like the neck would start is skeletal in nature. They smell rancid. And there's 4 of them kind of roaming aimlessly within this large 20 by 20 room. On the back side is where the next area is. And this room goes from like gravel to dirt and grass almost. Completely barren except for these 4 weird looking horse things. On the opposite side is where the next door is.
Guys, we got like undead horse things. Has anyone worked with those or dealt with them? I'm new to this place here, so anyone? Thoughts?
My favorite enemy is monstrosities.
These are not classified as monstrosities.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Never mind. I'm out.
If another ability was used at the table, you would probably figure out what they were.
Can I possibly roll nature to figure this out?
Yeah? You guys want to roll nature?
Dang, I don't even know why I asked. I get no bonus to it. Oh, let's see what happens. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I got a 15.
Hey, that 15's good enough. You look at them and you're not in the sense of, oh, I know what these are, science and shit. You kind of looking at it and you're like, I'm a holy person. This is my divine senses are tingling. These things they appear to be almost like they're on.
Lovely. I relay this information so I don't want to alarm anyone. but these things are undead, so yeah.
So, should we dispatch of these items of death?
Perhaps to fire?
I have a thing for this too. You just let me know and I can do a thing.
Do a thing as well.
So there are two possible ideas we could have. We could shoot them with fire. Delta, do you want to explain a little bit more exactly what this thing you can do is?
Oh, yeah. So where I come from, like way back in the day, right? Like my monastery, we had a bunch of like magic stuff and we pursued information and knowledge and we shared it with anybody who wanted it, right? And so we all had to take classes. Because we had to take classes, I learned a couple like handy little like just little baby spells, just little things. I can also do this, and I open up like in my other hand I have my spear and I let it go, and then I cast my telekinetic feat with Mage Hand and I make the spear dance a little bit, and then I grab it back with my hand.
Quick question: how far up? Are you guys still visibly looking at the 4 dead things?
Maybe.
I'm asking, are we
No,
still
it's
up
one of those.
looking at them?
It's one of those.
We
We kind of
back
peer around the corner.
Peer back, peer around again.
If we could cartoon it with a corner, I would love to do that, but
DM says yes.
Yay! We're cartooning this shit.
I'm totally cool with cartoons.
yeah, so Delta makes his spear dance, and then he goes, "Oh, I can do a thing that we used to call Sacred Flame."
You too.
That's Sacred Flame buddies. And I hold my hand out for a high five.
Touch it. like
Still counts.
There is something I can do, but I would have to get closer.
Okay.
So I'm hearing 2 sacred flames. Mikey, do you have sacred flame or smite or something that can be used at distance?
So I can thunderous smite them, but that would cause probably more problems than it could.
Yeah, we'll just leave that alone.
Paladins
Okay, so-
don't get cantrips like that.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. We get our sacred flame bros in the non-binary sense, and then I do my thing, and then everyone else does their thing. If we decide to attack these.
Do we want to attack them, or do we want to try to sneak around them?
It's going to be a little hard. It's not impossible.
I don't know what the rest of this labyrinth is going to have, but maybe solving one problem at a time might actually make it easier in case we need to turn duck and
The
run.
next one that peeks its head around the corner to look at him. Again, because he has a cartoon kind of looking at him and talking.
Huh?
I'm gonna look around the corner.
Yeah, if
Kinda-
you look around the corner, you see all 4 of them are now standing, and it's staring directly at where you guys are at.
Oh shit!
And then when Fawkes comes around the corner, he's like, good news. I think we can make a decision quite quickly now. I think we might have to fight. The horses, they are
Okay.
staring.
Okay.
It looks like we're fighting then.
I can, if you want to do a sacred flame with me, Delta, we can try that, and
Yep.
that'll at least get a couple of them. Okay, and
Yep.
I will
So-
wait for you.
When you
Are you
two
going-
peer around the corner to look, 2 of them eyes flash of red, as
Oh,
if they were holding some sort of action.
oh,
As you just peer around the corners, and when we come back next time, I need you guys to both make me wisdom saves. That is it for session point 5, guys. When we come back to this lovely game, we'll have our first combat.
I didn't shoot them!
I was gonna do flamethrower. I was gonna be a
I have my
Charizard.
firebolt ready too.
Oh jeez.
See, here's my thing. We had the sacred flame bros, and then they were going to do their thing, and then I, because I'm a hunter archetype, I was going to shoot and hope I hit, and then hit the second one.
Yep.
It's a
Make
little
a
bit
15-foot cone of fire.
Yeah,
It's
there's
fine. You can
4
make your
there's 4 of these things, remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that ends it for our first session of this game. Holy shit, it's here.
Yeah. Fantastic. Love it.
Ain't getting out of it now, buddy.
Nope, I've signed a commitment. Well,
Listen,
no,
you, it's gonna be a good time. You survived your first session. Congratulations, you are now officially 1 session in.
yeah, and this is where I might get yelled at. These things are a lot of fun. I built these creatures from scratch, by the way.
Oh, I cannot wait. This is gonna be a good time.
If I can send the picture, I would have, but I can't send. If I can, let me see if I can try again and send what these things actually look like.
I'm going to post it.
You should be able to.
Every time when I was trying to, it was like the file is.
Oh no, that's never a good time. While Minnie is looking for that picture to show the rest of us of the unnerving nightmares that we're about to have for the next couple of weeks.
Literally. That's basically what I think these are.
Yeah, exactly. I'll do a little bit of housekeeping. Once again, everyone, thank you so much for tuning into the premiere episode of A Walk Among Gods, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play podcast and video podcast. We'll workshop the words a bit later, but anyways, Minnie, you did an amazing job, my friend. I am so excited to see where the rest of this adventure awaits, and for the listening and viewing audience as well, you're going to have to come back in about 2 or so weeks to figure out what is going to go down in this labyrinth, who will survive, who will die, what other horrors are about to go down in this labyrinth. You're going to have to come back and find out. But from me and the rest of everybody here from Vibe Tribe Productions, we like to thank you, and as always, take care of each other, love one another, and as always, let the good times roll. Until next episode, we'll see you later.
Thank you for tuning into another Vibe Tribe production. We really are glad you're here. We're gonna have to come back next time to see how the adventure unfolds. But until then, take care of yourself, remember to love yourself, and make sure that whatever you do, you keep those good times rolling. We'll catch you next time.